Piano Clan. I'll be on in just a minute. Let me get the Facebook stream started. Hello, students. Back once again. Hopefully I don't roll over my feet here with the chair. Ugh, here we go. All right, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. All right, hello, back again. Sorry about last week. Obviously, my dad was in the hospital, and stuff I can't control, unfortunately, which is a fact of life these days. But we're here, and we are learning about arpeggios today. I'm just gonna say hi to some people here, real quick. All right, how's everybody doing today? Let me kind of say hello to some people, and then we'll get right on into it. Hello, and then hello to anybody on Facebook. Leave a comment, say hello. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, we got Barbara here once again. Karen's back. Adria also back. Randy can't talk today for some reason. Welcome back. We got a lot of good returning students. We got AJ makes a run. New, I believe, AJ, welcome. We got Carol Etchoff. Hey, I'm here from North Carolina. Are you always from North Carolina? But hello, no matter where you usually are from, Carol. Karen says, need this lessons and tips, struggling with arpeggios in practice, more so on the return runs. Okay, and then Sundancer says, hi, I'm new. Hey, hello, Sundancer. Welcome out to anybody new and returning students. Everybody give AJ and Sundancer a warm welcome. So welcome to our classroom. We meet Fridays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in case you want to join us. I do have an announcement later on about that, which you'll find out. It's both good and bad. It's neutral. I have neutral news for you. Let's take a look here. And, yeah. All right. It looks like you guys are welcoming the new students, which I love. All right, guys and gals, I'm going to get started here. Let me just get a couple of things situated correctly, and then we will be good as gold. Okay. Practicing arpeggios is a great way to improve your two-handed piano playing ability because they will increase your dexterity, increase your coordination, and you're going to see these in your music all the time. Your piano teacher, Tim, here, and the first thing I have to tell you about arpeggios is that an arpeggio, in case you don't know real quick, is when you play a chord. Oh, I don't even have the keyboard on. Terrific. When you play the chord, but you're playing the notes one at a time. Let me kind of just let the keyboard warm up so you can hear it. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. All right, here we go. Now we got it. Okay, so all an arpeggio is when you play a chord, except you play it one note at a time. And you usually play those up an octave. And you need to use, of course, like everything on the piano, the correct fingering to be able to do them properly, which we're going to talk about in a couple of seconds here. First, I want to show you exactly how predominant these arpeggios are and the music you're going to find. Let me show you an example. All right, let me bring up the example. I'm not sure if I have it ready. Yeah, I pretty much do. Let me just kind of find it here. Oh, man. Okay, I really need to fix this when I get a chance, but here we go. All right, we're almost there, I promise. Come on, go faster. There we go. Okay, so here we're looking at the third movement of the Pathetique Sonata, which begins right away with an arpeggio in your left hand. Let me get both of these up in here. There you go. Begins immediately with an arpeggio. Oops. Arpeggio in the left hand. And as you can see, all the left hand is doing throughout this entire piece is playing different arpeggios. And there are many, 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 many songs out there like that. I'm just showing you an example that highlights how important these are for you to learn. Okay, so here we go. So now I'm going to talk about how to learn these things. Well, what I would do, honestly, and it depends on how fast you learn. If you're a fast learner, you can probably learn all your arpeggios in a day if you're a really fast learner. But what I recommend you do is learn 2 to 4 arpeggios per week until you've learned them all. So pick 2, practice those all throughout the week, and what that's going to do is that's going to help you solidify each set of arpeggios before moving on to the next set. And if you learn them all at once, you might be able to handle it. But what I find, what happens with me and a lot of other students, is that they will start to get them all like confused. So you'll be like, okay, what was the fingering of this one? Oh, what were the notes of this one? So I would learn 2, maybe 4 a week until you've learned them all. And of course, for every major chord, there's an arpeggio for that. For every minor chord, an arpeggio, because all you're doing is playing a chord, but notes separately. So obviously in week 1, I would learn C major, and I would start with maybe just 1 octave, like that, just to kind of get used to them, and then, learn G as well. And then you want to learn these in the order that you learn your scales, that I recommend you learn your scales anyway, which is in the order of the circle of fifths. So you're going to start out with C major. Then you're going to go up 5 notes, and the next one you're going to learn is G major, then D major, then A major, E major, B major, F sharp major, C sharp major, and then you go around do the flats, which is F major, B flat major, E flat major, A flat major, D flat major, and then lastly C flat major. Now the thing is that when you're going up in the sharps, the next chord that you want to learn is always 5 notes up from there. However, with the flats, you start on F. The first one with 1 flat's F, you'll just have to memorize that. But every other one, the next one you always want to learn is up a perfect 4th from there. So, you learn B flat after F, then you would learn E flat after that, and go around this circle of 4ths. If you don't know about the circle of 4ths or the circle of 5ths, I'll try to remember to put a link in the description for you, but if I forget, search when you're done this video, write this down, search circle of 5ths lessons on the web, and you'll find the video there. Okay, once you've started to learn them 1 octave, just to kind of like get the hang of them, you want to start doing them 2 octaves. Now this is where it really becomes important to use the correct fingering, because obviously you'll be able to want to play up and down the piano effectively. Here is a general thing about how well, I'll talk about that in a minute actually. So learn them 2 octaves after you learn them 1 octave. And you'll want to eventually build up to learning them to 4 octaves. Now, I'm going to talk about the general fingering on how this works. For white key chords, well, if they start on a white key, right? So, C major, C minor, all that stuff. The fingering that most commonly uses 1, 2, 3. Now, normally when we play chords, it's 1, 3, 5. So you got to be careful, because if you use 1, 3, 5, you'll have to physically pick up your hand a lot more than using fingers 1, 2, 3, because when you use 1, 2, 3, when you hit that 3rd note, you can kind of tuck and slide, and it makes them smoother, and you actually have to do less work to get them done. Same thing with the left hand. Instead of 5, 3, 1, when you would play your chord, you're going to do 5, 3, 2, and then 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. And then down, 1, 3, 2, wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey, it's just 1, 2, 3. That's pretty easy to remember. Now, if it starts on a black key or a flat note, you're going to use 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Sometimes I do 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. But if you want to be consistent, so 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I mean, that works fine. I kind of like 4. You can start with 4, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. And that does work for B flat as well. And pretty much any of the others that start with a black key. Yep. So that's generally how it goes. Now with the left hand, if it starts on a black key, you're going to use the fingering. Oops. Now is that it? Let me see. Let me do it. Okay, yeah. The fingering is going to be 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3. Or you can start with 2, 1, 3, 2. Yeah, do that. 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. So some of them have different options, whether you want to start it with 2 or 1. Just remember that it's going to be a different fingering than what you would use for the triad. If you want me to make a complete lesson on all the fingerings, on all the arpeggios, major, minor, diminished, augmented, the sevenths and all that, let me know in the comments. If there's enough people that want that type of lesson, I will make it. Okay. All right. Okay. Next, after you learn them in what we call root position, starting from the root on the bottom, you want to start learning them in inversions. And all you do for that is you do the arpeggio, you just start on the next note up rather than the root. And then when you invert it again, you're just starting on the what we call the fifth. And the same kind of thing goes with like when you're playing scales. When you're playing up the keyboard, you want your fingertips pointed slightly in the direction you're moving. You also want to be pivoting yourself left to right. Like as I'm ascending, I'm going to be going up to the right. When I'm descending, I'm going to be going down and into the left. And that's really going to help you get a little bit more surface area on the keys. It just makes it a whole lot easier, I find. Just that little bit of an adjustment. So keep that in mind. Okay, now I'm going to give you some tips on how I think you should play these other than, the things I just mentioned. Number one, the most important thing is use the correct fingering. The correct fingering that I gave you, you can also search online for the correct fingering in case you weren't able to jot it all down. And there's also a Scales and Arpeggios book that I'm going to link to you in the description that you can find on Amazon. It's by Alfred Publishing Company, I believe, and it has all the scales and all the arpeggios pretty much that you will need. Okay, the second quick tip is when you're moving up, do the tuck and slide, especially with the right hand, where when you hit this third note here, you're going to tuck your thumb underneath. But if you look here, there's a pretty big gap there of a fourth between the fifth and that chord and the root. So if you just turn your hand, it's really going to hurt and be really awkward. So what you want to do is as soon as you hit this G here, you want to tuck your thumb underneath, but slide at the same time. So it's not so much of a stretch, and you're kind of getting the best of both worlds, sliding and tucking to get a smoother, better arpeggio. And then, obviously, what am I going to tell you? You've been following me for so long. Maybe you haven't. But if you have been following me for so long, what piece of advice am I going to give you? What do you think? What do you think? You're going to be really surprised when I tell you, and that's obviously to go slow, especially at first. These aren't a race. There's no time limit. Honestly, when you play them at first, you want to go slow. It's all about accuracy, keeping, your hands synced up with each other, getting the right fingering. There's so many things to consider all at once that going too fast is obviously going to make it all fall apart. Or what you're going to start to do, what I do when I play too fast, is I start fudging things like the fingering on that was close enough, even though it really wasn't. It really wasn't good, and it's really messing me up. And because I'm playing too fast and I'm stubborn and I won't go back to slow practice, I've learned better by now, by the way. But, by going through that fast practice, I'm really just skipping over things that I really should be paying close attention to. And to get all of those things together, all neat and clean, you need to do what? You need to please go slow. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to continue here with the lesson. I'm going to take a look to see if there's any questions about what we talked about. But I think before we do that, what I'm going to do is, let me take a look here. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to get to some questions. While some questions maybe are coming in about what we talked about tonight, I'm going to talk about my website and the courses over there. Okay, I'm going to give you some great reasons on why you need to sign up for my courses over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. If you don't know already, over on my website, I have over 20 courses designed that will help you take your piano skills and music skills to that next level. So if you like what you see over here on the channel, you are really, really going to like the courses I have over there. And just like the channel, this is no gimmicks, this is real instruction. You're going to, of course, learn about piano, music theory, improvisation, sight reading, ear training, and all the other things that I felt that you would need to become a well-rounded musician. We cover a lot of things never covered on the YouTube channel, and I probably will never cover them, at least in as much detail as I cover on the courses. But there's also courses for beginners. So say you just kind of discovered me, or you have been following me for a while and you're still a beginner and you want a really, really good refresh on all those beginner topics. This is the way to do it, because not only do you get instructional videos, you get assignments, worksheets, like real pieces to play, and a lot of other things that make sure that you don't just learn each topic, but you're practicing it and mastering it as well, which is a huge, huge, very important thing in music. Oops. Okay. Wait, let me see something real quick. I just want to make sure I cover all the points on that, and then I'll get to some questions. I appreciate everybody's patience. Okay, here we go. Great. Unlike a lot of other websites out there where you sign up and then you never hear from the teacher ever again, if you contact me through email, or you can even Skype me, and I even do have a phone number, if you contact me, I will be there to help you with any questions you have, either about the website or the course material. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if after 30 days you aren't happy, I will refund your money 100%. But I found that if the student has followed me for a while, you're familiar with me, you like my teaching style and my videos, you will love the website. Okay, so I recommend you go over to pianolessonsontheweb.com. Look and read what it's all about. I pretty much covered a lot of the main stuff here. The last thing I want to tell you about is if you go to the Buy Courses page, you can buy courses individually or in course packs. If you buy them in a course pack, you're going to get quite a discount. So as you can see, like the beginner's pack here is $29.99, and you're going to get 4 courses in there. Usually each course individually is $29.99. Same thing with the intermediate and advanced packs. They're a little bit more expensive, but they actually include a lot more courses. And one thing I want to tell you is thank you for coming out today and following me and being a great fan and a great student. Use code YouTube during checkout to get 15% off any order of courses or course packs. Yes, that works on all the course packs, including the all course access, which I highly recommend because you get all the courses on the website, 23 in all, for the best price out of, obviously, compared to purchasing them individually. Okay, so go to pianolessonsontheweb.com right now and start taking your skills to that next level. Okay, now I'm going to answer some stuff here. How much are my courses? Well, you could see from when I was showing you that they are, wait, let me show everybody here. You can see that they are usually $29.99 a piece. They're kind of on sale right now, and you can also use the 15% off. So, and then the course packs you can just read it on the website there. I don't need to go over it all. What's the code again? YouTube, yeah, just YouTube. No capitals or anything. YOUTUBE. So I believe, if I remember right, $29.99 for that beginner's pack, $89.99 for the intermediate and the advanced, and the all course access is $199.99. All right, everybody. Let's see. It looks like somebody's getting a blizzard or something. Let me give you guys, I mean, I'm sure you can type it in. It's not that hard to figure out, but I'm going to type in the link there for you guys. All right. Slow down. Exactly. I agree, the audio's kind of low. I thought I was the only one. Is it low? Do you guys think it's low? I'm pretty close to the... Actually, if I talk right here, it's cutting out. I'll have to check that. It shouldn't be too low. Now I'm trying to think about what it might be. I might just have to solve it later. Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry that the audio's low. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure that out in a second. Let me get to some more questions here. Sorry about that, guys. I was messing with the audio earlier, and the only thing I can think of that it might be. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check around. Oh, you know what? I think it is. Here you go. Wait, hold on. There you go. How's that? That should be a bit better. Testing. Okay. Let me know if that's better. All right. Looking through for some questions here. They're at max now. Yeah, sorry guys. What I can do is when I post the recording, like not the recording to YouTube, but like when I edit this together for the lesson, I can adjust the volume in post. I can't do it now, unfortunately. Sorry about that. I should have looked, but I can't foresee everything. That might not be a problem. You're very welcome, Jeff Cullinan. Sorry about that. Welcome, Jeff. Would a good idea to warm up with a scale and arpeggio? Can you combine the arpeggio with the right hand while doing the scale with the left hand? Probably. I don't know. Yeah, you can do that, I think. I mean, I've never really messed around with it. Whoops. Now, is the, yeah, let me turn up the piano. I was messing with the volume earlier this week. Oops. Yeah, it's kind of weird, though. Maybe I'll try an octave apart. So I'd have to kind of think about like a really good way to do it, but you can certainly do. I mean, I just proved it. You can do two at the same time for sure. Let's see. Hey Tim, I got that book you recommended, the complete book of scales and arpeggios and cadences, and it is great and really helpful and informative. Great. Glad to hear that, Jeff. And what's the code again? YouTube. Okay, so I got to that. Much better now? Okay, good, good. Blowing your earballs out now, yeah. Okay, good. That's weird. It shouldn't have made that much of a difference, but I guess it did. Okay. How's the piano sound? Can you guys hear the piano okay? Yeah, it's not too loud for me here. I don't know. Let's see. What's funny is Julio says it's only a little better, and some people are like, my ears are dead. Much better. Great. Glad to hear it, guys. Thanks. The book is the Scales and Arpeggios book. Let me get you guys a link to that. Let me first kind of get you guys up in the chat here. So what I'm going to do, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to get you guys a link to the Scales and Arpeggios book. It's going to be an Amazon affiliate link, so if you do purchase it from this link, it will help me out a little bit, and you'll get the book for the same price that you normally always would. So let me get this for you. Okay, Scales and Arpeggios book. Yeah, so luckily, like I said, the main part of the lesson will be fixed when I post the edited version, because I can fix that, luckily. All right, piano sounds good. Great, glad to hear it from the bird. And Chrissy, everybody welcome Chrissy. We got some new students out here today. Let me kind of say hi to everybody. We got KN, you're new, so welcome out. We got Chrissy, Brew Baker, welcome out. We got Helvinek, welcome out. Your video tutorials are very helpful, they say, and thank you for all you do. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and you're welcome. Do you recommend any etude piece for left-hand large arpeggios? I started practicing Chopin Nocturne 8. Okay, I like my left-hand larger arpeggios smoother. Yeah, Marie, and new, by the way. Welcome out, Marie. Happy to have you with us. Yes, Marie, I do have something for you. Let me get you a link. I'm really getting into these Czerny exercises because there seems to be exercises for literally anything. And let me get you guys a link to this. Now, this link is really weird. This is how this link's going to work. So when I paste this link, it's probably not going to work. It's probably going to say page restricted. What you're going to have to do is copy the link, put it up in the top bar, the address bar, when you are putting anything into the www bar, and then put it in there and then press enter. You might even have to hit backspace first and then hit enter. I know it's really weird, guys, but that's the way it is. But anyway, let me kind of find you exactly what I want, what I think would be good. There's a school for the left hand. I don't know if that's the one I want, though. There's different. I know there's more than that, but let me take a look here. So these are all great etudes for the left hand. Some of them I can see that there's arpeggios going on. Some of them are more like just certain bass patterns repeated, which are good to practice as well, but I don't know if that's exactly what you were shooting for. So these don't look like they have too many arpeggios in them, but there's a huge selection. So at the link I gave you, these piano studies by Czerny, scroll through these. Even if they're in the school of velocity, there's probably something there. Let me try to see if there's like any arpeggios exactly. Okay. Etudes cover arpeggios, playing arpeggios. So it looks like there's arpeggios in quite a lot. Let me do the School of Velocity, since that's like the most common collection of what he has to offer. So there's a lot of scale runs I see. Oh, there you go. So there's right-hand arpeggios, which means the next one's probably left-hand arpeggios. Oh, there's left-hand arpeggios in this one. Okay. Which are the more spread out ones. This one's a little different. I wasn't expecting that. So you'll just have to kind of look through these etudes, these Czerny etudes, and see if there's a few that are really good. Like this one's really good. They might not be quite as wide of arpeggios as you need, but there's definitely even different books, though, where they get a little bit more difficult, which would be something probably a little bit better for handling Chopin. So check these out. And either way, like if you're gonna find something good in here, I'm certain of it. But either way, like there's a ton of different stuff you can learn from practicing these etudes. I've actually been practicing these as part of my everyday practice, and it's really awesome because not only are they sight reading for me, because I've never read through a lot of these before, but they train you like at each etude, and that's the point of an etude, right? It trains you on something specific. So by the time you're done the etude, you're a lot better at whatever the focus of that etude is. So anybody else that's listening right now, if you're looking into improving, and this is going to become part of the two-hand training series, by the way, this Czerny stuff, more and more. But if you're looking to improve your two-hand coordination, playing, learning to play different passages of music, this is where you want to go. Hello, Ruben. Hey, and welcome, Ruben. And then we got Mamba here. Hello from SFO. Welcome. What about hand independence like Etude from Chopin? Well, hand independence, same thing. Check out the link I just posted right above you, Ruben. Now, I was mentioning to others that you might have to copy the link and paste it and then hit enter instead of, I don't know why. Something on their website, they block direct links to it. But if you put it in there and hit enter, it works. I don't know, guys. I don't know why they would not want people to link to these awesome exercises. But I don't know. Maybe they don't want too many people on their servers. But all those ones that I mentioned from Czerny are great for what you're talking about. In terms of Chopin etudes, honestly, I haven't played Chopin etudes in quite some time. I hope to be getting back to Chopin fairly soon. I recently just got back. I'm actually making a video on this now. I recently just got back to practicing regularly because I was going through a move and running the website and the YouTube channel and things. I was just too busy, unfortunately. But finally, I was able to get back to it. But what I've been doing the last couple of weeks is just doing things that are a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun. And I'll explain in the video I'm going to put out pretty soon that the reason I did that was to make it not seem like a chore, make it enjoyable again. And then I'm going to move on to more complicated stuff. Just ordered that book, Tim. Thank you very much, Bird. I appreciate that. If you got it from the affiliate link, that will help me out a bit. Thank you. Sayesh says, hey, Tim, sorry I'm late, but I will watch the whole stream later. All right. Well, that's why we got the recording up for you. Okay, let me make an announcement on what's happening with the channel because it's a good thing. But I'm going to have to explain why it's good. Wait, why is it so... No, that is definitely not 100. I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, talking to myself, apparently. All right, if you go to my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, talked about it earlier, and you go to... Not contact me. See, now it's where it should be. I don't know. Something's weird going on with my browser. But anyway, if you click on the community tab, it takes you to the community page. And from there, actually, if you want to attend on a regular basis and get a better notification than what YouTube offers, which is kind of iffy, fill out that form right there, and you're going to get an email from me 30 minutes before we meet. So that's going to be really helpful. But if you scroll down, you can see what we're talking about and when. And if you notice, on Sunday we are meeting again, and actually Sunday's lesson is going to be really good. I've been putting a lot of work into it. It's rhythms, mistakes you are making with your rhythms, and how to fix them, of course. And then not next Friday, if you notice, we have a week off, and then it's November 9th and 11th. So check the calendar there of when we're meeting. I'm going to flesh this calendar out, fill it out a little bit more, I think on Monday. I have a lot of the lesson ideas out. I just need to schedule them down. But the announcement is that we will be doing the live stream only every other week for the most part for a while. And what I'm thinking about that and why that is that, and I kind of realized that because last week, I wasn't able to do the live stream because my dad was in the hospital. I mean, obviously, I would have to cancel. And so what I did was I had a whole nother week to work on these lessons for this week, you know, especially Sunday. I put more work into that than usual, and I liked it. I liked that I had another week to really flesh out the lesson, really make it a little bit more robust, a lot more robust, I think, as we move through the future, because I really want to do some bigger lesson ideas, and I'm going to need another week to pull it off. It's also going to give me another week to get the editing down for the 2 videos we do. So if we do 2 videos this week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the edited version of one of them one week, or the week that we're off, and then I'm going to release the other one on the week that we're meeting back. So you're still getting videos every week. You're actually also, good news, is you're still getting the Monday motivation videos, which is a new series I just put out. Check it out on the channel. The Tuesday tip videos are still coming out every week. So you're going to still be seeing me 3 times a week. It's just that we're only going to be meeting live every other week, and that's really, really going to help me spend more time making everything better quality rather than just kind of spreading myself too thin. And one thing I realized, like just looking through the videos and lessons that I have that have done the best, 9 out of 10 of them are the videos that I spent more time on, put more hours into, you know, developing the actual lesson. So I think moving forward, that it's a better idea if I spend more time on each lesson. And to do that, we just need to have a little bit more break in between. I know some of you are probably disappointed, but don't worry. Some months we might meet more often, like, you know, December, for example, where the 3rd week in December, we're off for the holiday. I mean, like, for Christmas, obviously, we won't have anything going on. But then I know that, like, throughout December, around those weeks, people are off from work, off from school. They have time to practice. So I'm probably going to do more in the month of December overall than some other months. So I'm just letting you know that, letting you know my thinking behind that. I think it's really going to help me, and it's actually really going to help make the lessons better. Sounds like a good plan, Tim. Thank you very much, Cullinan. So that's, or Jeff, sorry. So that's the plan. So we're gonna meet every other week. We're gonna, you know, meet obviously on Sunday. Then we're gonna skip a week, and then the lessons, you know, the following week will be really good. Barring that nothing crazy happens, you know, nothing ever bad happens in life, right? Nothing unexpected, right? No, all the time. But I'll have more time to work. I think it'll be great. Okay, Barbara has an interesting point, which I had considered. I think 1 day per week would be better than 2 every other week, as people like me will forget which week is on. Yeah. I'll think about that. I kind of wanted the 2 on, 2 off thing because it would give me like a whole week in between where I don't really have much going on. And then it would also give me 2 weeks to get the editing done. So let me think about that. That's an interesting point, but let me kind of think it out. Wait a second. Karen says, agree, Jeff. Have marveled always at how he does as he does presently and still manage to stand up. Gotta run, says Randy. See y'all later. Go slow. Thanks, Randy. Have a great one. Sounds good, Tim. Okay, so good. It seems like a lot of you guys are on board with this. And then Barbara, yeah, I'll think about it. I did think about that before, but I might just have to do it every other week. I'll think about it. Okay. Yes, YouTube notifications are no good. Maria says basic practice and new piece every day for sight reading is the most important, as you mentioned in your previous lesson. Thank you always. Yeah, thank you, Marie. I appreciate that, and you're very welcome. Glad you found the advice helpful. And the 2 new series, the Monday motivation videos, the Tuesday tip videos, I feel like I put out the first 2 Monday motivations. I only got 1 Tuesday tips. I got some more recorded, though, yesterday. So they will almost definitely be coming out this week and the week after. And, hopefully I can make it every Monday and Tuesday after that. But I think it's a really good baseline for the series. If you don't know, the Monday motivation is more of like a conversational video where I tell personal stories and insights on just, wisdom and things like that and how I apply that to playing piano. The whole point of that series in my mind was to teach you about piano, the things about piano that aren't at the piano, right? There's a lot of things you learn as you learn music that really help, like even with playing, but they don't necessarily have to do with the piano. So that's what that was about. Tuesday Tip's all about giving you one single tip to apply to your piano practice throughout that week so you can really be concentrated on that one single thing. Chrissy says, I look forward to taking your beginner's lessons. All right, Chrissy, I look forward to having you. Terrific. Do what works for you. Yeah, I will, Barbara. But I will think about it because some other people might be on that wavelength as well. Let's see. Julio says, is it possible to have more than 2 clefs on the piano sheet? Not at a time. Or is it only supposed to have 2? I sometimes see more than 2, but I think they're for other instruments. Yeah, that probably is it. Julio, if you send me a picture or something, or a screenshot, I can tell you for sure. Mama says, Tim, praying everything is better with your dad. It is. Didn't have a chance to wish you guys well on Facebook, but that's quite all right. I appreciate the warm thoughts. My dad, what happened was he had an obstruction in his bowel, which was scar tissue from diverticulitis, if you know what that is. That's just basically where you get these like little pits in your digestive system where like seeds get stuck and things, and then it creates inflammation, and that creates scar tissue. But anyway, he had like a blockage there. Normally it wouldn't have been a big deal, and it actually wasn't a big deal. It turned out great. But we were extra worried because he was on a blood thinning medication because he actually just had a stent put in his heart, where if he like gets cut or something, it's a really big deal. Like he could bleed out and die. So I was really worried about that. And then obviously, if you've been following me for a while, I'm not going to get too into it. But last year I had a lot of family members die. My mom died of cancer and everything. So like just the thought of losing him was insane. Like I was under so much pressure because of that, just like that thought. So there's that. But I appreciate that. Thanks, everybody. Will I get an email for the Monday series? You're going to get an email for the Monday series if you are signed up for the other... if you're signed... Wait, let me find it. The answer is yes. Let me get you guys into the chat here again. The answer is yes. Let me tell you where to sign up to get that. Sign up on the sign-up form on the front page. See here where it says get course updates and free lessons. So if you sign there, I'm going to email you anytime. Oh, wait, let me show you actually what I'm talking about. That would help, right? So anyway, you get on the main channel page or the main website page. You scroll down, get course updates and free lessons. Fill that out. Click sign up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get a email, not even a reminder. You're actually going to get an email about the lesson I just posted, but you're also going to get like information about the lesson. But that's yeah, you will get notified that the lesson's out. You'll get a link to it, but I'll also give you some other information about the lesson as well. So fill out the form on the front page. It'll be good to go. Hey, Fuddy Duddy's here, everybody. Probably from cold Bangor, Maine, because it is getting to be cold Pennsylvania for sure. Unfortunately, Karen says, sadly, I do, about probably the diverticulitis. Yeah, it's not very nice. You always have to watch what you eat, and even then, it can give you problems. I definitely agree with having live every other week. Gives you more time to think. I agree about the lesson and presentation to it. Allows for deeper thoughts and putting together. Yeah, I agree. Thanks, everybody, for understanding that. Let's see. I think extra clef is other instruments. I think so, too. Or sometimes the top clef is just melody. We all got to go somewhere, enjoyed it. EMT all night. All right, Carol. Well, you have a great one. And thanks for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. Okay, oh, we're in Streamception, everybody. It's because I goofed. KN says, thanks. You're very welcome. All right, everybody. Any other comments or questions about our lesson tonight? I guess we'll end it maybe, I mean, we're on the last 10 minutes here, so we're not ending too early. But yeah. So we will meet again on Sunday, though. So I hope to see you there. It's about the mistakes you're making with your rhythm. That I find all students make these mistakes. I actually have like a little technique that I'm working into the lesson that I'm sure I didn't invent it. It's like the intervals thing with the reading where it's really helpful, but I'm sure I'm not the one that invented it. I probably just like kind of like was like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll put that in, make a lesson out of that. But I have an extra like a technique that I've never taught before, ever really. I never taught it even to like the students that I have, because I kind of thought about it when I was practicing, which is a great reason to practice more regularly, because I'm thinking about music more. But anyway, so if you attend Sunday's lesson, you're going to get a little tidbit of information that's juicy, I promise, that you probably haven't thought about before. That's really going to make your rhythms and your pieces sound a lot smoother and a lot better. It's going to take some practice, though, like everything. And then I will discuss it in a future lesson for sure. Sorry if you missed my question. I've seen some notes with rests on top of it, and the counting seems different. How does it work, and how do you discuss that on I don't think I discussed it on a previous video. Let me try to find that. That most likely is going to happen in the well-tempered clavier. Yeah, freaking. Here we go. Okay, so let me just scroll through here to see if I can find an example of that. What's going on there, from what I can understand, from what you told me, is that... Let me get down here. This is a really big document, so it's going to take a while. But based on from what you told me... actually, I found one already. Let me see if I can find an even better one. Yeah, like even this C Major Prelude here. See how in the C Major Prelude, let me make sure I got it up on the screen. I do. How you have this first measure here. You have a C with your left hand, and then you got E, G, C. Whoops, or sorry, you hit C, E with your left hand, and then G, C, E. Just like that. Now, it's not a problem there. Now, where is it? No, I saw it somewhere just a second ago. No, that's not it. That's where it is. That's weird. They had it written really weird. But anyway. Okay, anyway, further down in the piece, you see this measure where you got the G, B flat with your left hand and the E, G, C sharp with your left hand. See how right in the beginning of that measure there is, unfortunately I don't have the pen here, but right above that G, you see how there's a rest there? And it's kind of weird, right? Because you're like, well, why is there a rest when I'm hitting a G already in the left hand? What that is telling you is that there's two different lines of music happening within the same line of music, in the same clef. So you can think about this G here, this G half note G, going to the next half note G. See how there's another one there on the second half of the measure? and how there's also a note above, the B flat. Well, that rest there doesn't have anything to do with that G. You're hitting that G right where it is. The rest is telling you how long you need to wait to hit that B flat, which is, you know, a quarter of a beat or a 16th note. So that's probably what's going on from what I can tell, is that you're in a piece of music where you probably have right hand or left hand, where you have notes on the like in the same hand, you know, two different lines of music going on, and one of them has a rest and one of them does not. Okay. Adrian says, looking for that lesson. Thank you. Hey, Bird says, hey, Tim, I have a very weak back and it tends to hurt. Yep, I'm playing for a long time. Any tips about that? Well, get in maybe shorter. I was talking about micro practice sessions a few weeks ago. I think you attended that one. I'm not really sure, the Bird. Micro practice session are smaller 15-minute sessions that you fit out throughout the day. And the idea is that if you do that enough, you'll end up getting another hour, or even if you just get one extra 15 minutes in, you know, that's great. I would just get in smaller practice sessions after maybe every 15 minutes or so. Stand up, walk around, do whatever you need to do. You know yourself better than me. Walk around, get your back to loosen up and feel better. You know, maybe like lift up some of the pressure off the back just by standing up. And then just make sure, other than that, make sure you have good posture, because believe it or not, if it's funny is like I'm still working on my posture, because if I don't think about it, I tend to slouch over, and that's from years of playing video games and computer and stuff like that. But you know, and it's weird because you think like if you relax all your muscles and you lean forward, it's weird because it kind of is easier for a second, but what'll happen is that'll put a lot of strain on your back over time, and that'll make it a lot worse. So try to stay up as the best you can, because that really does help. And then, yeah, make your practice sessions a little bit shorter. See if you can get shorter ones, but more of them, and see how that works out for you. Because it's totally understandable that if you sit for an hour, 2 hours, if I sit for 2 hours, my back is going to be, I wouldn't call it hurting, but it would start to get like, I don't know about sore either, just tired. And then I'll end up slouching more and more and more. So that's what I recommend. Yeah, so Barbara's right. The rest is about a note with two voices. Height seat adjustment might help too. Yep. One says, I slouch too, blame the video games as well. Gotta blame something. Can't blame myself. All right, students. Did I forget anybody's questions? Oh, it's 29 degrees, says Fuddy Duddy. That is cold. All right, any other questions that I might have missed? I don't really want to scroll up and down because, I don't know. I'll probably miss them anyway. I get like tunnel vision when I look at too many like comments scrolling by real quick. But I love them. I love the engagement, love the comments. It's just a personal brain thing. Thanks, Tim. I will try that. I think that lesson sounds familiar too. Yeah, I think you were there, and I think you commented on it, if I remember. I have a good memory, probably because I've been learning music, and I have to keep track of, like, I'm like a squirrel. I have to keep track of, like, 20 million things going at once. But I can't remember every little detail about everything, unfortunately. You know what's funny is, like, when I first started teaching, I was like, I don't get why people need to write things down. I can remember everything that happens. And then it's like, when you have so many things to remember, though, and like certain details, it's like, I gotta write it down. And actually, if I write it down, even if I don't look at what I wrote, I remember it better. All right, everybody. I think I'm gonna bid you adieu. We will meet again on Friday. Let me do a outro here for our video, so it makes sense when I piece it all together. Arpeggios are a great way to improve your two-handed piano playing, but you know what else is? Well, you're going to have to find out because I have a playlist right here of the two-handed piano lesson or two-handed piano training series, which is all about different exercises to improve these guys working together. And of course, go over to my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, because my courses will help you learn a lot more about piano music. So this has been your piano teacher, Tim, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, I'm signing out. Have a great night. I feel like I might be forgetting something, but I think I'm okay. All right, everybody, have a great one. Great to be with you tonight. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too.